all the worries of your families should be brought to mother. Simple thing like pregnancy or sneezing, very simple things which are so natural, are brought into your attention. So when you have them in your attention, I say, all right, go ahead with it. Try to solve it if possible. But if you do not have them in your attention, they are in my attention. You leave them in my attention, I'll manage that. You should have only one intense desire within yourself. Have I become the spirit? Have I achieved my ultimate? Have I risen above the worldly desires? Purified. Once you start purifying, whatever falls off, I look after that. This is just an assurance, but not a guarantee. If it deserves my attention, I will definitely look after. You have to value your attention as I value my attention. I think you have to value much more of your attention than me, because I can manage many more things within myself, because everything is in my attention. But you try to purify your desires away from the worldly problems that are facing you. Now, how do you practice this detachment? Because we get attached to something, of course through our brain, but through our attention. So we try to do what we call Chitta Nirodha, is to control your attention. Where is it going? In the practice of Sahaja Yoga, if you have to rise higher, you have to improve your own instrument and not the instrument of others. This is one thing one should know, for definite. Now you just watch your attention, where is it going? Watch yourself. As soon as you start watching yourself, your attention, you will become more identified with your spirit. Because if you have to watch your attention, you have to be your spirit, otherwise how will you watch it? So now see, where is your attention going? First, the attachment is in all gross ways to your body. So what you can do is at least to watch your attention, you can do that. You can watch your attention very clearly by seeing where your attention is going. And then controlling your attention also you can do. Very simple. To control your attention, you have to just remove your attention from this to that. Try to change your priorities. All this has to be done now, after realization and complete detachment. So, where is your attention is, you see? That your human attention is hopelessly bad. Very entangled nonsense it is. We did this because of this. There's an explanation. Or others have to give an explanation. No explanation is needed to be given or to be accepted or to be asked for. No explanation. To exist without explanation is the best way. First is to find out about yourself. Where does your attention go? what makes you feel like looking after or concern or attention. You see, the attention comes from various problems and could be your upbringing where you are not controlled. Could be your education, could be your atmosphere in which you live, or could be your own ego or your conditioning. So, this attention is being attacked by all these outside energies or negative forces, and it gets entangled. Like a river flowing straight into the ocean can get lost in a barren place. In the same way, this attention, which has to go towards the divine, gets frittered away and is punished. This weak attention cannot take you towards the divine. Ultimately, you find that all this attention is being completely absorbed or frittered away by the nonsense that's going on. Unfortunately or fortunately, you are born in these modern times. And in these modern times, as you know, it's a very chaotic condition. In these chaotic conditions, you don't know what is right and what is wrong. And there are all kinds of attractions which can take away your attention and reduce the energy of your attention. It is possible more for the people who are very right-sided. Also, the left-sided people can be very much affected. Right-sided people, as you know, go up to a point and become extremely dry, self-opinionated, and aggressive. All their attention is in aggression. While the people who are on the left side are indulging too much into their own whims and their desires and their own temptations. Both sides can fritter away your attention, which is the most important. It is the most valuable thing is your attention. But the attention cannot be controlled by a person who doesn't have a weak mind or a weak heart. We have to understand that we have now come to the realm of the divinity. We are in the kingdom of God and we are divine people. We are very powerful people. But if we fritter away our attention, we become very, very weak people. It's easy to feel that we are sadhugis, we have done so much of realization of others, or we have helped so many people. All this consciousness, if it comes within you, then know that you are still not fully developed sadhuga. There should be no consciousness of what you are doing or what you are committing. There is no need to boast about it. There is no need to advertise it. Whatever you are is already can be seen by everyone. But even that desire is not needed because you are doing just for the satisfaction of your spirit. And the arbiter is nothing but your attention. If your attention is all the time roving about, paying attention to 1001 things, then you cannot develop that concentrated penetration of your attention into things. And whatever you do is very superficial. It's not joy-giving. That depth can only be possible if your attention is on the spirit and not on frivolous things. Because of that, you will become thoughtlessly aware when you will be enjoying. And that whatever you do will be very genuine. It will not have any artificial elements. And now in such a balance is not food, it is not other useless things, but what is the most important is to control your attention. Where does it go? Does it go to your worries, to your troubles, to your past, to this, to others? Or does it go to your spirit? This is important to see that your attention is on your spirit. If your attention is on your spirit, then you develop that depth, that genuineness in your relationship. So one has to do introspection. And that introspection is the one in which you watch yourself. Not condemn, but watch. Just watch. What am I doing? And this is such a precious time, such an important time to know your worth and to know your value. That you should not waste any time any longer into anything else, but try to touch your depths through introspection. Why am I doing this? What is my life worth? I am a Sahaja-yogi, and why should?
And now you have to become absolutely thoughtless after this puja. If that happens, I think we have achieved a lot. That's the biggest blessing that Christ has given you, which you should really enjoy. Then only this Akash Tattva in you will work. And how it works? Through your attention. It works with me, as you know. With my attention I work out many things. How? Just my attention has become thoughtless. Just thoughtless. It goes wherever it goes, it works. But if you put your attention for thought all the time, for thinking, then it doesn't do the work that it is supposed to do. Attention works marvelously if you are thoughtless, otherwise it doesn't. So it has to rise from your own self, then from others, to the higher level of humanity, where you are in communication with the sky, which we can call it as the Tanmatra, or the essential or the essence of ether. With ether, you can have television, you can have telephone. It's a miracle otherwise. But with this Tanmatra, sitting down here, you can do the job. It works. Just attention works. I know that. But lastly, we get this thoughtless awareness by which our attention is absolutely free to do some special work. But if you are all the time thinking, then poor this attention is so busy, so very busy. You don't have to ask me then, Mother, please pay attention. You can pay attention and you can work it out. In this attention, you don't feel what you bought, what you are standing, what you are wearing, what others are doing. No, nothing. You are one with yourself. And it's a life full of humor. So much humor. So much of joy. So much of happiness. That you don't care for anything. That normally people care for. Only thing, become thoughtlessly aware as the blessing of Christ. If it works, you will be absolutely enjoying yourself.
Where is your attention is the point. If you are the Guru, where is your attention? If your attention is on the correction and the nourishment of yourself and of others, then you are first of all the Sahaja-yogi. And once you rise above the gravitational force of materialism, then you could be called as the Guru. Anything that is living has a capacity to rise against the gravity up to a point. That is limited. Like we have seen the trees. They come out of the Mother Earth and grow upward, up to a limited space. Every tree, every type of tree has its own limitations. Cedar will be cedar, and rose will be a rose. Is all controlled by the gravitational force. But there is one thing which rises against the gravitational force, which has no limits, and that is your Kundalini. It cannot be controlled by the gravitational force unless and until you want it to be controlled. Nothing can control it but you and yourself can control it. So as soon as you become in charge of your Kundalini, you have crossed one step forward, that you have overcome the force, that is the gravitational force.
और सत्य जो है वो धीरे धीरे ही प्रस्थापित होता है. Sorry, I have to say in Hindi because most of them don't understand English, all right? But I will later on translate it. सत्य की पकड़ धीरे धीरे होती है. आपके यहाँ ऐसे लोग हैं जो 8-8, 9-9 महीने तक सहयोग में आते रहे, उसके बाद पार हुए. सत्य को पाने के लिए हमारे अंदर पहले तो गहराई होनी चाहिए, पर सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है हमारे अंदर सफाई होनी चाहिए. इस चित्त को जितना आप शुद्ध रखेंगे उतना ही आपको आनंद आएगा. आप चित्त की शुद्धता रखते वक्त ये याद रखना है कि इसी चित्त से ही हमें परमात्मा को जानना है. एक बार परमात्मा को जानने के बाद बाकी जो कुछ जानना है बहुत सरल हो जाता है, क्योंकि आप किसी भी चीज को जब सूत्र से पकड़ते हैं तो वो बहुत दूर तक और सूक्ष्म आप पकड़ पाते हैं। इसलिए हमेशा अपने चित्त की ओर ध्यान रखें कि अपना चित्त कहाँ जाता है। जितना चित्त समाहित हो जाए, समर्पित हो जाए, उतना ही वो चित्त शुद्ध होते जाता है।
One of the reasons for Nirvichara is that, but also Nirvichara is a way to express the blessings of your mother. When she wants to bless you, see, you wrote the letter, she was happy. Just to bless you, you became Nirvichara. You see, it's the blessing. That's how that's the grace, you see, that comes to you from your mother, that you become Nirvichara. That's one has to remember. If you do the things that I tell you, I feel I bless you very much, because they are for your good, for your kalyana, for your mangal. And that's why you are blessed. And that blessing you feel as Nirvichara. Because I am Nirvichara myself.